Black woman. Man. Okay. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Hey, you guys. We are back with another episode of BUGA Meets. It's a new semester, so new, bigger, better. Okay? And then for my first guest, I have with me today Arissa.
Hi.
Purd. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get into it. So first, what is your major, your year, and your hometown?
Okay. Like Ari said, my name is Arissa. I'm a sociology major with an African American studies minor, law, jurisprudence, in the state minor, sustainability certificate, and nonprofit management and leadership double dogs.
Period.
I'm from Dehula, Georgia, and I'm a third year.
Okay, period. I thought you was going to
full
keep
rundown.
going.
Gave
No,
the full
as you should, period. Okay, and then so how has your year been so far?
Oh, it's been really good. It's been busy. I hate that it's kind of cold. Like, that's really throwing off my mojo.
But snow days.
Snow days, yeah. The 3 snow days, yeah, those have been really nice. But otherwise, a lot of things are happening. I'm staying busy on the run, which I kind of love and hate. So that's kind of nice.
That's real. Balance.
Exactly.
Purr. Okay, before we get in, I'm just going to do a quick 5-question icebreaker. So you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so your first question is, what is your most used emoji?
My most used emoji is definitely the crying face.
Crying
if
face?
I text you, there's a 90% chance that crying face emoji is going to be in there.
That's real. Like, you use it as your laughing face.
Laughing,
Yes,
everything.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Second, what is your favorite breakfast cereal?
Oh, Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops?
Fruit Loops. Actually, Fruit Loops and Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh, okay. I was
Very
going to say
even.
same. Okay. Music playlists or podcasts?
Playlist.
Playlist? Do you listen to podcasts at all?
Every now and then,
Every
but
now and then.
mostly music.
That's understandable. Movies or TV shows?
TV shows.
TV
I fall
shows?
asleep during movies. I do.
Really? Okay, wait.
Yes.
What's your favorite movie if you had
My
to pick
favorite
one?
movie, if I had to pick one, probably Moonlight or Get Out.
Okay. That's an interesting choice.
I know, completely different. I know.
Okay. And then final question is, what was your dream job as a kid?
Oh my gosh. Probably either like a marine biologist or a veterinarian. I love animals.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
As a kid.
Yeah, very basic.
Okay. So getting into it for real now. How are you feeling about junior year, and are you ready to be a senior next year?
I am ready to be a senior. I love thinking about the future and things to come. Like, I do hate that it's gone by so fast. Like, I remember freshman year so vividly, like meeting, like fab meetings.
Exactly.
And everything about freshman year. And I can't believe we're like going to be the old people on campus.
Exactly. Upperclassmen of campus. Like,
Yes.
technically we're already upperclassmen, but once you're a senior, you're an
seniors.
upperclassman for real.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's really understandable. I don't want to be a senior.
Like, it's like good because my future, I'm excited, but at the same time, it's like after that, what am I gonna do?
Grown
Money,
adult life.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
I
real.
don't know.
Okay. So what all are you involved in on campus?
Okay, so first, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, the Zeta Psi chapter. I'm a member there. I'm an executive director with the Student Government Association. I'm also the vice president of the NPHC, and then I'm also a general body member of NCNW.
Okay,
We'll say
period.
general body. Love you, Janaya.
Emphasis on the general body. Okay,
Emphasis
period.
on general body.
That's so good and cool. What is your? Oh, well, actually, you already said that. So we're
Sorry,
gonna
jump the gun.
Yeah. No, it's okay. What has been your most fun and exciting thing you've experienced in SGA?
That's a great question because in 3 years, like, I've loved everything with SGA. Freshman year, getting to meet everyone, being forum besties, like, that was a great experience.
Best first year program.
Forum down,
Period.
love forum. Anyway, I would have to say the most fun thing probably is generally genuinely watching too much Love Island. Harriet says generally, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, genuinely, our executive director meetings, like, we have those weekly, but they're so fun just getting to catch up with everyone. Our administration, our cabinet, everyone, all the EDs, like, they're so cool. They're so chill. It's so fun. Like, you're getting work done, but at the same time, you're just having
fun. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That balance.
friends.
Once
Exactly.
again, balance.
Balance.
So
Word
important.
of the podcast.
Our my assistant has arrived, so could you just open the door real quick? You can come in. Huh?
Okay.
Quick pause, guys. Quick pause. So that's really good with SGA. What would you say has been the most fun and exciting thing you've experienced as a Delta?
That everything that we do for the most part, but I will say this summer, 2023, that was like our national convention. I got to go with my mom and a few some of my line sisters were there and some of the other people in our chapter. It was just so fun. It was in Indianapolis, so we got to go around the city riding the little bird scooters and just meet people from all over the country, and it's just a great opportunity for a bunch of Black women to get together and meet each other, which is so fun.
Yeah, that's understandable. And then as a general body member as a general body member of NCNW, what impact would you say has NCNW had on you? We had Kayla on here, and she's a member of NCNW, and it has really impacted her life very greatly. So how about you as a general body member?
Oh, for sure. Like my freshman year being in NCNW, that was just really impactful. Being in a space that's Black women, even if you're coming from all different majors, all different places across the country, the state, you have that similar interest, and it's just a nice spot to have. It's kind of like coming home to like, oh, I can just go relax and go to an NCNW meeting. Like there's no judgment. Everybody's just there for a good time. So it was especially my freshman year, really profound impact.
What made you join SGA?
Okay, so I had a few people from my high school come to UGA, and I saw in their stories just posting about forum, because a few of them were like forum directors and stuff like that, and they were posting about on their stories. And I was also in student council in high school, so I was like, okay, like this is looking like something I'll do, especially forum with the community service aspect. I was like, okay, community service, weekly meetings, meeting people, that's all stuff I like to do. So I was like, the day of it was due, let me just submit this application, and then it went from there.
Yes, And what do you do in your position now?
So I'm the executive director of first year programs along with JJ Lazo, great co. But basically what we do is we're the heads of 4 different programs specifically targeted towards first years or transfers in the case of Engage, one of our programs. And we just facilitate meetings for first years all throughout the year. And it's a really rewarding opportunity because you do get to meet so many different people, first year, second years, third years, seniors, like all different ages. And you get to have an impact on them, especially first years, be that guidance. Like if they need somebody to come to outside their directors or their peer leaders in their specific program, they can come to me, which is really cool.
Yeah, period. She for the people, y'all. She for the people.
Yes, of course. And if you're watching this and you're BUGA, 30. Like 29, join first year programs next year.
Specifically Forum, Forum is the best first year program.
100%.
Okay. Why and how did you decide UGA was the school for you, and why did you choose it?
I think this is the funniest story because I applied to 9 schools coming out of high school. UGA was number 9.
Oh,
I was
bottom of the list.
Yeah, very bottom. I was like hell-bent. I was like, I'm not coming to UGA. Like it was kind of giving safety. It was like, okay, I'm applying early action, get it out of the way. I'm applying to UGA, whatever. No intention of going here at all. So I didn't apply for any type of scholarships, nothing, because I was just like, I'm not coming to the University of Georgia. There's no way. Fast forward to March. Here we are looking at all the acceptances, looking at FAFSA, looking at all the different factors. I was going to the University of Georgia. And yeah, I've grown up around here. So I've been coming to games and stuff my whole life. So it's been super familiar my whole life. But yeah, I was kind of crying when I committed. Happy tears.
No. Where were you going to go instead of UGA?
Realistically, I was probably going to go to either Florida State or Florida or Emory.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Period. What would you have the same major or?
Oh yeah, I was looking at sociology, environmental sciences, pretty much everywhere I applied.
Okay. Got you. And I know your dad is a professor here. So how is that navigating the college process? And I'm sure he wanted you to come here.
Oh, I'm sure 110%. He wasn't saying it, but he was saying, come to UGA. How can you pass up Zell? No states offer Zell. Why would you go anywhere? You have so many opportunities at the University of Georgia. You wouldn't have other places. R1 Research University goes down the list. Boom, 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 boom. Never never thought that I just didn't want to go to school 40 minutes from my house, or like being in the environmental field, interested in the environmental field where that's his field. All of my professors knowing him and name dropping him and then smiling at me in class. Like maybe I don't want to have that experience.
Yeah.
Maybe I just want to be Arissa in class. But it's also amazing. Like he's honestly one of the people I look up to most of my life. Like he's done so much and he's just so successful, and having that resource like, Dad, can I stop by your office? Can I rant to you? Yeah, come by, or we'll go and get lunch every now and then. So there's pros and cons, like there are to everything.
That's so sweet. I love that. I'm like, your dad is so cool to me. When I saw him on that football field and heard all those accolades, I was like, OMG, that is literally insane. And that is my closest friend's dad. Like, OMG.
8 to 9 page resume.
No,
like, it's
literally,
really
it's
crazy.
insane. It's so cool. So like, that is really cool. What are the top 2 things you have done at UGA that you're most proud of, and why?
Number one, I will have to just say becoming a Delta. Like my mom is also a Delta, and I've just my whole life wanted to be a Delta. Everything that comes along with it, everything that the sorority stands for. I mean, I've thought about it probably half my life, just being surrounded by it. So many women that are like important to me, whether that's personal or just like in the grand scheme of things and like U.S. history or something like that, are Delta. So it's just, that was always a dream of mine, and being able to do that was amazing. And then number 2, I would say, along with kind of the SGA part, but just in general, like kind of mentorship, because I think it's a very specific experience coming to UGA as a Black student. And I think being able to pass along what we've learned and like what we've experienced to get more Black students to come here is really special, because especially with the time we're living in now, you know, there's a lot of misconceptions about what it's like going to a PWI and what the experience might be like. And there's a lot of kind of negativity towards it. And like, we understand there's things that happen on campus that we talk about it. It's not going to be avoidable in a lot of those cases, but it's also, I came to UGA, I said I didn't want to come. We heard that story, but I also wouldn't change
your decision.
Exactly. Like 3 years in, and this was definitely one of the best decisions that could have happened to me. So.
Period. That eats. I gotta stop saying period.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, well. Yes, that is so good. Being able to speak about your sorority and also your mentorship here on campus. What is your best UGA memory so far? Or I'll do top 2. Or top 2 or top 3?
Top 2. Okay. My best UGA memory, I honestly think, so FAB, the Freshman Advisory Board, BAC, shout out y'all. Our FAB, I feel like, was just so close. Like, we still text in our group chat. Exactly. The other day, Aries sent flashbacks to when we did bonding at this little, like,
rush.
What a time. But I met some of my closest friends, like 3 of my closest friends I met in FAB. I don't know if I would have met them if it weren't for FAB. And it just opened so many doors to meeting people and just getting involved on campus. So I really loved my experience with that. Another memory, I will have to say I'm a basketball over football girl, even though I love both. So the basketball games, like especially seeing the way, because I've seen UGA at the bottom of the barrel.
Me too. Let's talk about it. Yes. Everybody want to all of a sudden be UGA basketball fans. Y'all was not there when they was begging y'all to come with incentives.
Exactly.
I was over there, me and Harry Dawg, over there, nobody else sitting beside us. It was just us.
Exactly. Half empty Stegman Coliseum.
Exactly.
I was there.
Exactly.
I was there. And
now
seeing
everybody.
Its rise,
exactly.
They beat Kentucky one time, and now everybody's a UGA basketball
Exactly. Fan. They talking about we a basketball school. Like,
baby, come on now.
Exactly. But yeah, that's so real.
Those games are so fun. And games in general, going to a volleyball game or like whatever, it's so fun. And then third, I just think like whenever it's days we can kind of and take time and everybody's out and just there's like a different energy on campus when there's all these people coming and everyone just comes together and like, oh my gosh, we have to do this. We have to show them this is what BUGA is. And it's like, it's a nice, reprieve from daily life on UGA. It's a nice like little wake up.
Yeah, those are good memories and they're unique.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What have you learned from your failures or your experience here at UGA?
That's a great question. I would say the biggest thing is like life isn't linear. I'm kind of not all the way but can be type A, so I'm like I've planned out what I think I'm going to do. I think I know what I want to do 10 years down the line. And coming to UGA has really made me realize, like, that's not the case. I've changed what I want to do in my career from experiences at UGA. I've changed how I go about, you know, social relationships, anything, just from my experiences here. And high school me would have been so unnerved by that. Like, that would have been eating at me. I would have hated that. But I've really changed kind of my perspective on life and how I approach things. And it's really been for the best because, I mean, feel like I'm thriving here. Yeah. So I feel like that's really been a good change for me. And failure in my freshman year, things not happening the way I wanted to, that really was the catalyst for that.
Yeah. That's really good and a very great perspective on how college can shape you and your experiences.
For the better.
Definitely for the better. What makes BUGA and what has made BUGA for you?
Well, I think BUGA is honestly the people. Like, I'll joke with my parents when we go to football or basketball games, like, if you show a black person in the crowd on the Jumbotron, like, I probably know them. And, like, I'm being somewhat sarcastic and hyperbolic, but, like, for the most part, it kind of is true. You just get to know so many people. You're walking on campus, hey, how are you? Like, it's as simple as a wave. Or if you go to class, you might not know somebody, but that's a black person.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you? Like, it's just a sense of community that I think is probably not very well replicated other places on campus. Definitely. When I talk about this experience with non-black people, they're kind of like, wow, and shocked and stuff like that. So I really think we're lucky in that sense. And then what's made BUGA for me is just all the opportunity. Like, you really get to meet people with different experiences, different thought processes. And, like, in high school, I could get away with saying I think I'm right because, like, I was right. Like, I can get away with stuff like that. But you come to UGA and everybody is the top of their class and they're different. And it's you meet so many people and you change and it's for the better. Like, you just expand everything, your thought process, your experiences, your friends, everything. So it's BUGA. I thought it was exaggerated because I heard about it coming in. I was like, okay, like, whatever. How much? What can it really be? Like, it's like 2,000 of the people of the population, but it really is it's special.
Yeah. I agree. I definitely agree. I did not know about BUGA coming here, but I'm very grateful to have found out about it.
Thank you, Days Weekend.
Okay. What is your favorite BUGA event?
My favorite BUGA event? I'm trying to go through my head which ones I've been to. I think the one that I've been to the most is Cafe Soul, so I'll go with Cafe Soul.
Cafe Soul?
Yeah.
I'm sounding
like a BAC.
As you should. Hey, BAC. Okay, and then wrapping it up, is there any advice for BUGA and the ones to come behind you?
I think it's really important to, like, keep traditions and past traditions and, you know, really put work in to maintain things that have been built. Even if it wasn't called BUGA, the Black people, the Black UGA population that came before us worked so hard to get here, to give us these opportunities. I think we always need to remember that, always keep that in mind and make sure that we keep this going, because without them and without history and all that they've been through, none of us would be here, none of us would exist. I don't think we should take advantage of that. I think that's really important to always keep in mind that people really did work and give their lives for us to just be sitting here in a room recording a podcast and be friends and chit-chat and giggle.
Yes.
But this was really serious for a lot of people, and we should always keep that in mind and have some humility about us. Like, when there's arguments or conflict or stuff like that, like, take a step back and have some perspective. Like, people were dying to be in the position we get to be in. So
yeah.
I think that's my biggest piece of advice.
That is some beautiful advice. You ate that, Arissa. Do you have any other final words before we wrap this up?
Thank you, Ari, for the opportunity to be on this podcast. I think you've done a great job with it, introducing so many people in BUGA. This is part of what makes BUGA, things like this. So you've done a great job with that.
Thank you.
Thank you, BUGA and different organizations, for making this 3 years. Like, I came into UGA really thinking I was going to transfer after one semester, and I didn't. I'm still here. So, genuinely, that's because of so many people I've met, and I love you all.
Yay! All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of BUGA Meets, and we will see y'all on the next episode. BUGA out. Perfect. Hey! Hey!
I had a feeling you were going to be a good guest, but every answer was like...
Perfect.
So good.
Literally.
Thank